Get ready, set, let's go. Come on. It's Friday night. It's Friday night live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. Hey. It's Friday night. It's Friday night. Yeah. It's Friday night with Cat Carter. It's Friday night. It's Friday night live. It's Friday night. It's Friday night with Cat Carter.
Hey, welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Cat Carter. How is everybody doing on this Friday evening? Well, as you can tell, we are still in a hot house. But I got some good news. I got some good news. Hopefully, within the next week, we will be able to move back home. So I am very excited about that. So you all keep us lifted. We are doing fine. We're going to have to take Annie to the vet because I think she's having some anxiety issues. So she's going to have to get some cat volume, I guess. So we're going to go tomorrow and check her out. But other than that, we are doing all right. If you are here tonight, OMG. Now, this guy right here, he has such a beautiful spirit. And I just adopted him as my big brother when I met him. He has also been to he was one of the performers at my very first Cat Jam. Not my first concert, but my first Cat Jam. He was one of the performers there. Darryl Evan Jones is back. Now, let me tell y'all something. I've been trying to get him on this show for a minute. He just been busy. I tell you, he's been doing all kinds of things and some wonderful things that we're going to talk about on the show. But let me tell you all a little bit about Darryl, just a little bit. In the tradition of pioneering contemporary jazz greats like Tim Weisberg, and Hubbard. You know what? Let me start over. Is hot. Can you all say hot? It's hot. Okay, we're going to try it again. And then sweat in my eyeballs, okay? In the tradition of pioneering contemporary jazz greats like Tim Weisberg and Hubbard Laws, Darryl Evan Jones brings the unique instruments, classic vibe, and rich melodic and harmonic possibilities to a new generation. The multi-talented Bronx, New York raised performer fully embraces his artistic spirit with a style that reflects the many different sides of his unique musical personality. Please welcome back to FNL, my brother, Darryl Evan Jones.
Wow, Kat. Wow. I'm really not. First of all, thanks for having me back. But I'm not sure what impressed me more was it in 2 years you've really upgraded a lot. I mean, you've got the theme music, you've got the background, you've got the graphics. Wow, you've done a lot. You really have.
Thank you, Darryl. That says a lot from you because you know what, this guy right here, if you don't do it right, don't do it at all because he's gonna say something. You better come correct. So that means a lot coming from you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that really looks good. It really does.
Thank you. Maybe I can get Darryl to do the next jingle with me.
Well, if you want singing involved, then no, that ain't me. Sorry.
No singing. No. How are you, Darryl?
I'm doing great, and God knows better than I deserve. But I'm glad to be back. I really am.
Man, we are happy to have you back, y'all. I've been trying to get him back for has it been 2 years?
A minute. Just it's just been a minute. that relative vague minute.
What you say, Cheryl? That's very. Did you hear? I think he heard you.
Yeah, I heard it.
Hello. All right. So you see this. I'm telling you, this is my brother, and I mean, he has his wife Valencia is just beautiful spirit, beautiful children. The whole family is just beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. And I hope they're on here. I hope Valencia's on here so I can say hi to my girl. She's going to hang out with us for a little bit. I hope so. I'm going to check the comments a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Daryl. So, how have you been?
Busy, as you stated.
Yes.
I finally, good Lord, after definitely 9 years since. Oh, by the way, cool poster. I'm digging that poster way up in the back you got
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. Look at that
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
back, y'all.
yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
see it?
I was checking that
Hold
out.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's the treble and the bass.
No,
Treble
not
and the
that.
clef.
I'm talking in your room. I wasn't talking about
Oh,
my.
oh wait,
No,
oh
not
wait,
mine.
oh.
Yours. So as I look at the screen, top left corner, you have the resilient
Oh,
poster. Yeah, yeah, that's where I was going.
wait.
No, my well, our left. Yeah, 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 that hand in that corner, resilient
There
poster
he
behind
is,
it.
right
Yeah,
there,
there it
y'all.
is. So it's been 9 years since that project,
Wow.
and I I I wasn't really inclined to do another one, but did anyway. And we're doing our best to wrap up post production on that now.
Yeah.
So it looks like late spring we'll drop the album. We'll probably drop a single or two before the album drops, or one coinciding with the album. But I'm looking at probably late spring.
Oh, best wishes on that. Wow.
Thank you, thank
That's
you,
awesome. I'm very happy for you.
thanks.
All right, Daryl. So is he our only flutist? Some people say flutist, some people say flautist. Is he our only flutist on FNL that's been here? I think you are.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you.
an FNL flutist.
Yeah,
Flautist.
be,
Flutist.
be
Flautist.
careful. Be careful how you say FNL. You're the FNL flutist, because that can sound. Never mind. Anyway, disregard.
All right. Okay, so who inspired you to start playing the flute? I know you've been doing it for a very, very well, a long time.
Very, 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 very long time. It was actually a childhood friend and a guy I looked up to. He was from DC. You know, back then it wasn't the coolest thing for a guy to play the flute, but he did it so well, and he was so cool about it and so approachable that I thought it's what I wanted to do after realizing I couldn't play drums because my older brother already played drums, and I wanted to play organ, but we couldn't afford an organ living in the projects. So flute was the thing, and it kind of became my voice.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. What do you enjoy most about being a musician?
Oh man, that it's kind of a toss up,
Okay.
because any musician, I believe, worth their salt will tell you that of all the things that you can enjoy in life, nothing compares to when you're doing music and the music is good. It just takes you to a whole nother place. But right along with that is when 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 music, honestly, when it touches people, because that's really what it's about. It's about, to me. It's the ability to touch people, affect them,
Yeah,
elevate them, take them to another place, even if it's just for a moment. That's the best of it to me.
yeah. I agree. It's like I believe music is alive. Like
Yes.
it can make you feel good. It can make you cry. I
Hmm.
mean, it can do so many things. It's very powerful.
It's
Very,
the ability to convey emotion,
yeah,
and as I've told many people, nothing at all against vocalist or vocal music. Everybody knows vocal music is king. We all know that. But what I love especially about instrumental music, non-vocal music, is the ability to convey thought and emotion without words. That takes a lot of power to do that, because with words, you 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 know what I'm thinking
hmm.
because I've said it. Um, but with instrumental music,
Lost your volume. Oh, there you go. Okay,
there I am. I
okay.
heard it cut
I hear
out
you
too.
now. Go ahead.
I don't
Yeah.
know what that was, but with instrumental music, you it's kind of like reading the novel as opposed to watching the movie.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. You have my other brother in California, Kevin Moore, saxophonist Kevin Moore. He's hanging out with you
Yo, Kev,
on here.
what
That's
up,
okay.
Kev?
Yeah, and he can contest because he plays the saxophone, and so yeah,
Yes, that
I
makes
know
him
he agrees with
cool
you 100%.
automatically, but by default, it makes him cool because he plays sax.
Because he plays saxophone.
Yeah, trust me, we all understand it. It's it is what it is.
All right. So, I mean, I know you're a family man,
Yeah,
and you also have another job prior to this, but hopefully, before it's all over with, you can do this full time, is my prayer. How do
mine
you
too.
balance the music and your other obligations?
Balance is such a funny word. Um, wow, I try my best to delegate time. I try to be as scheduled and structured as possible. That's not always possible. But you know, you've got to maintain that balance. You know, family,
Yeah,
uh, above all, my relationship with God, but that of course then filters right back to family and job and taking care of those things and my activities in the church, and it's just part of it is unfortunately the fact that my brain never turns off. It literally never turns off. Um, and it's some of it has been an experiment for years trying to figure out how do I balance this? How do I handle all this and not go crazy? But
yeah,
ultimately, a lot of times it comes down to just understanding what is most important. And anybody who knows me knows how huge a football fan I am, for example. I went all of last football season, and I believe, including the Super Bowl, I only saw 4 complete games, college and pro, 4, because I had to make up my mind. Okay, yeah, you love football, but how important is that right now compared to everything else you need to do? And then when it came to
yeah.
watching NFL football, the question I asked myself is, why are you sitting here for 3.5 hours watching someone else live out their dream and you haven't attained yours yet? So
Whoa.
I'm just saying, maybe that's a little harsh, but that's me to me.
Message.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
That brings things into perspective. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I want to go ahead. I have kidnapped Daryl for the entire hour. So I want to go ahead and listen to one of your projects. I'm going to start with The Ride.
Yeah.
Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh man, the ride that's from the previous album, from Relentless. And good Lord, when I believe the ride came to be, this is going to be really strange, so bear with me. I was watching a car
Okay.
commercial, and I think it was for the Kia something. I don't know. It was on a track, and it put me in a certain mood, and then
Hmm.
I started humming something, um, and I must have recorded that, and then went back later and started making the parts, which became the ride. And the point of the
Oh my
song
goodness.
is the point of the song is in your journey along your path, whatever that may be for each individual, make sure you make it a point to enjoy the ride.
Wow. I'm gonna pay attention to that. I'm gonna try to do that. All right, let's check it out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it brought back a lot of
I love that
memories.
song. I mean, there are a couple of man. That's it's a couple of songs that I love. That's one of them.
I
That's
was
one of them.
I was
It's
noticing in the
impressive.
video how black my beard was. That shows you how long ago that was.
I gotta go back and watch it. I didn't even notice all that. I was just there doing it. Oh my goodness. The ride, y'all. The
Yeah,
ride,
yeah.
man. That is a nice project.
Thank you, thank you. It's actually one of the
I felt
most
like I was on a ride.
fun songs to play live. By the way, it's actually funkier live.
Marilyn said that track sounds great.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yes. All right. Okay. So this is what I want to know. Do you have any other hobbies or interests outside of music that we don't know about that you want to share?
Okay, hobbies and interests. Yes. So I have a strange hobby. Well, maybe it's not that strange. Um, Home
Not that
improve
strange.
home improvement is actually a hobby of mine. I've actually been working with carpentry tools and stuff since I was a little boy. So I love building stuff, whether it's carpentry or masonry or drywall. I hate painting, but other than that, electrical. I just love working with my hands. So home improvement
I
and
sure wish you was local.
and
I'm sorry.
there's an interest and passion of mine that I've been involved in professionally for 30 some odd years, and that's aviation. I love airplanes, fascinated by them. Uh, Actually been a federally licensed aircraft mechanic since 1984.
Wow.
Did
Yeah.
someone just say pilot?
Did he say pilot?
No, 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 no,
I
no,
heard
no, no,
aviation.
no, no.
Mechanic.
Daryl don't
But he
fly.
might fly.
No, Daryl don't fly unless I'm
Oh,
sitting in the seat somewhere. I'm not flying the airplane.
either way.
I fix them. I fix them. I
Hold
don't
up.
fly them.
Either way. You
Somebody's.
working on the planes? You.
Okay. So now
Hey, see,
I feel like it takes a lot of honor to put a lot of trust in someone to work on planes, and the fact that you've earned that trust, that you have that ability to have that trust,
I see
bow
what you're
down to
saying.
you.
well thank you and thank God
You
for
the one to
giving
make
me
sure
the
it stay in the
ability.
sky.
Well, we do our part. You know, we try. Actually, probably the most interesting two of the most interesting jobs I've had in aviation was one. I spent 2 years at Andrews Air Force Base as a contractor working on the presidential fleet. Um, and that was at the
Wow.
Bush 43 was in office at the time. So at any time President Bush was going somewhere or coming from somewhere, and they didn't take one of the what we call it, people call it the 747. It is 47, but he would take what we call the C-32, which is a 757. And I was hired
Mhm.
specifically because of my experience on that airplane. And then after I left Andrews, a couple of years later, I wound up with FedEx aircraft maintenance. And 5 years later, I became an instructor for them on the Boeing 757, where FedEx paid to fly
Wow.
me around the world and teach that airplane to other mechanics. And it was just amazing. And the places I got to go, it still blows my mind.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think
imagine
that's
a kid from the
that
projects in the
that
South
sound
Bronx.
voice thing.
What's that?
Say I think that voice
Right.
that sound effect.
Yeah. So
Wow.
just imagine a kid from the projects in the South Bronx being blessed to teach an airplane, talk about an airplane in China, in Korea, in Amsterdam. I mean, all over this country, different parts of Europe. It's just, yeah, I'm humbled by it. I really am.
Wow. I think you impressed Cheryl.
I
She's
think
like,
you could just write a book on that alone. Like you've lived a lot. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
uh-oh, another Boogie Down Bronx native. Oh,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. So just so everybody knows, that says Brian Barzy. From now on, it's Brian
Yeah, Brian
Breezy.
Barnes from the
It's
Boogie Down Bronx.
Brian Breezy because he's from the boogie down. That's the way we do it. It's
Speaking
Brian
of, are
Breezy.
y'all okay in New York? I
That is
heard
a good
about the
question.
flood.
What was
Yeah,
that?
there's a bad flood and stuff going on.
I
Yeah,
said, people in New York, y'all okay?
I'm
He lives
actually
in
getting
Tennessee
ready
now.
to call my folks up there and check on them because I didn't know anything until this evening, and it's the worst I've seen. So yeah, I got to check on my peeps.
Yeah, I saw some pictures, and they had shut down the subway, the trains underneath the ground for people that don't know what that is.
Yeah, because a lot of
They
people
had
don't
shut them
realize how
down.
far underground New York subways go. They go
Yeah.
way
Oh,
way
I know
down.
because I'm from Chicago. We got them
Yeah,
too. I
yeah,
understand. I
yeah.
understand.
Jeez. There's a video of just water leaking through the tiles in the subway system. People
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
I can't imagine being underground and just water just around. Nope. Nope.
Yeah. So Brian's saying the whole tri-state.
Brian says it's, yeah, the tri-state area. We're gonna send
Ooh.
prayers out that way. All
All the
right.
prayers, man. All of
Okay. Okay. How would you describe the music that you typically create, Darryl?
Okay, that's actually an easy and at the same time in-depth question. So the easy part is,
Sure, you staying on here with us?
yeah, might as well.
Okay, Darryl said might as well.
them.
Um,
Look at
as
her. She all
as
excited. Oh,
as you know, I
thank
refer to my
you.
my style as instrumental soul. That's the
Yes, he is the ambassador of instrumental soul.
yes, the ambassador.
Yes, he
Right.
is.
That's how I describe it. And it's and to not oversimplify it, but I I'm a lover of music, just music. If it speaks to me, I don't care who it is. I don't care the genre. I don't care. I mean, my iTunes list would make people's heads spin, trying to figure out who is this guy. Um, if I dig it, I dig it, and I don't apologize for it. And that has
Yeah.
affected when I create music because I'm classically trained. I grew up playing in the church. I still play in the church, but when I was growing up, the greatest vocal effect in church was hearing the old church ladies sing their testimonials and spirituals, and that and that had a lot of
Dr.
bluesy
Watts.
effect to it, and then
Hmm.
I'm from the Bronx, so where hip hop started. Um, I love funk, R&B, soul, jazz, rock, country, you name it. I'm just I'm kind of a melting pot for all that stuff in my musical brain.
Yeah. I am that way too, Daryl, to be honest. As long as it's positive or
Yeah,
is given a positive message, it really doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
yeah,
I,
and
re- I really don't. I grew up with, go ahead.
from what I'm told,
I grew,
uh, it's the same way with most of Europe. They're
mm,
not as compartmentalized musically as we've allowed ourselves to become in America. They're just not.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with Duran and who else I used to like?
Air Supply.
Pat Benatar
Yep,
and
I got Pat on here
Cindy
now.
Lauper
Hmm.
and all. I mean, I don't. I mean, as long as it's positive music, it's fun music. I don't care. I'm with you
Right,
on that one.
right.
Okay. What skills are most useful in your music career?
I'm glad you said skills plural. Uh, I don't know if they're skills as much as they're traits per se. Um, well, first of all, you've got to have the God given talent. Otherwise, you're trying to force a square peg into a round hole. It ain't never gonna work. Um, and you have to be disciplined. Discipline has benefited me. Oh my goodness, to the nth degree. To be successful and accomplished musician, you have to be disciplined, and you have to possess humility. Um, you're never. This is hard for some people to grasp, but you are never going to be the greatest ever. You're just not, um, because there's somebody somewhere who's more skilled, more talented than you. You just maybe haven't heard them yet. So it's a futile exercise to even try to embark on being the greatest musician. How do you even know? Stop the madness.
Right.
Um, so
Mm.
I think it's just be the best you can be. Never stop challenging yourself. Never stop growing. Um, as Lowe's used to say, never stop improving. That wasn't a shameless plug because they don't endorse me, but it makes sense to me. What? What? If it makes sense, I'm gonna use it. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. You know what? And I really wish the competitive spirit was dwindled because there's
Mm-hmm.
enough pieces of the pie. We were talking about this the other day. There's enough pieces of pie for everybody to have a slice. Everybody has their own flavor. Like you may do it one way, and I picked up food. I'm sure I do it another way, but we have our own flavor. The way we interpret, the way we minister, the way I mean, it's just like you said. Be the best you that you can be. You
Right.
challenge yourself. I like that. I'm
And you know
always
what?
challenging myself. I'm not trying to be like that person over there. I'm not doing
Right.
this because that other person is doing it. I'm doing stuff for me to better me.
You,
Yeah.
healthy competition is good. But and to be fair, the competition you're referring to, and the one you and I spoke about the other day, is when it's competition run amok, and that kind of competition is really
Yeah.
just a demonstration of personal insecurity. But competition where it challenges the other party, but at the same time raises them up, that's great. I'm all about that.
Oh yeah. 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 Me
Um,
too. Yeah.
and
I
in
agree.
fact, an example of that happened, I want to say early this summer, late spring, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, People know who Marion Meadows is. He's smooth jazz royalty, Marion Meadows. Well, we were at an event for the Urban League. He was the headliner. I was playing for the VIP reception, and he actually arranged to have me come on stage with him and solo during one of his songs. And not
Oh
that there
wow.
was ever competition per se. It's just that this was a guy who had nothing to gain by doing that, but decided to reach out and lift somebody else up. And I thought
And
that
that's
was
what
the
it's
coolest thing
about.
ever. I think so.
The
Yeah.
appreciation of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
yeah.
Pull somebody else up. Yeah. All right, Daryl, we got to take a break. I got something to give away. But during the break, we're going to talk about, we're going to play the grind.
Now
Tell us about that part.
you gonna play the grind now? Okay. Uh,
While they're trying to figure out the trivia.
Wait.
What,
Should we be
should I wait?
scared?
Should I wait?
no, I just
Do I need?
you're fine to do what you want to do. I just assumed you were going to go out with that would be the last one you played.
Oh.
Oh, so it's a manga.
You
But
want
it's
that to be the finale? Well, we could do Unstoppable. You want to do Unstoppable now?
yeah.
Okay, y'all. We're going to do Unstoppable is
Okay.
my favorite as well, too. But y'all, when y'all hit the ground, y'all going to be like, okay, go ahead. So tell us about Unstoppable. And this one, he is actually at a news. He's in the news, on the news. I don't know if it's morning show or what. Tell
Yeah.
us all about that.
That was on a morning show. That wasn't the first time we had done it live, but it was the first time we had done it on live TV. Um, and
Okay.
Unstoppable, it's a song with a dual meaning. One side is actually, believe it or not, a song of praise because it's about God Almighty. He is, in fact, of course, unstoppable. The other side of it
Mm-hmm.
is speaks to a spirit that I believe we should all either have or try to tap into, that spirit of being unstoppable. You've got this goal in mind, you've got this dream, and you have to determine within yourself, nothing is going to stop me. That's what unstoppable is about.
All right. We're going to do a trivia and we're going to listen to Unstoppable. Daryl, you take a rest your voice, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. Okay. Here is the question. Since we have a flutist in the house, here is the question. What instrumental category are flutes included in? The clarinet, stringed instruments, percussions, or woodwinds? put your Daryl, don't you tell nobody. Put your answer in the comments. And while you all are doing that, we're gonna listen to Unstoppable.
The song Unstoppable, Darryl Evan Jones. Wow, very cool.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm getting flashbacks. I'm getting major flashbacks. That was a lot of fun. Wait.
I love that song. Oh
So
my gosh.
couple of things. Not to overstate it, really.
Yes.
I'm freaking impressed with your graphics and all that stuff you got going on. It's amazing what has happened over the last minute since I was here.
2 years.
What? I wasn't. Wow, you have stepped up your game, man. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Can so who's going to answer the trivia thing? You or me?
We're gonna do that later. We're gonna do that later.
Okay. Because I'm glad I didn't say nothing yet.
You can't tell them now.
Because I'm seeing some answers and I'm like, but anyway.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for the compliment though.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually want to do better. Each year I want to add more or do better. I challenge myself to do
That's
better.
kind of that's
And
kind
so I
of
have other
scary.
ideas that I want to put in the show for 2024. I'm like
Wow.
you. My brain is always just, I'm always thinking.
I
And
see.
times at night it's hard for me to sleep,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I have to have rest. And so I've learned to let that stuff go and pray that stuff because my mind is always, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. It's like, I need to sleep. Let me sleep.
Which is the thing I hate to do the
What has been the
most.
highlight of your career as a flutist so far?
Ah, good Lord. I mentioned the Marion Meadows thing. That was pretty close to the
Yes.
top if it wasn't the top. There was something else I did some time ago. I'm gonna try to be vague and specific at the same time. I crashed I kind of crashed somebody's concert, a major R&B soul singer's concert, but he kind of asked for
Oh,
it in a way because here's what had happened. So he was
go
doing this
ahead.
song, and whenever he does this certain song, he likes to go into the audience with a cordless mic, get somebody to sing it. Well, I can't sing, but I can flute. So I put my flute together and walked up to him, and he had to let me play a solo, and I did. And he wasn't happy, but 3,000 people were chanting my name at his show. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
it was bananas. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm sure that was a nice encouragement piece for you, though.
Yeah, especially since, and I won't name his name again, but
Yeah, don't name the name.
one of the people who was there, who actually, okay, two other people were there. Uh, Al Jarreau was one. Al Jarreau was on stage at the time, and he was giving me applause. Grover Washington Jr. was the other, and not only did he give me a thumbs up, but he actually. I'm not going to tell you who. I see that. Uh, Grover actually invited me backstage to meet him, and we were actually supposed to work together. Um, Unfortunately, that didn't work out because he was taken from the planet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
I've never forgotten that night. That was huge for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I see more in your future, but then you're going to be the main one. You're going
I
to be
hope
the main
so. I
performer.
hope I hope that's in God's plan. He hasn't
Yes.
told me, so I'm hanging on for dear life.
All right. Name three qualities that make a good flutist.
um, you got to be disciplined. I meant you thought you had me. I heard that. As with any instrument, to be honest, but with flute, you got to be disciplined for various reasons. One of them is we're one of the few instruments that we can't see what our fingers are doing. Most other instruments, you can see what your hands or your fingers are doing. Flute, we can't see that. Um, you have to have good wind, um, and for me, to me, the tone quality says everything. Um, I don't know if you've
What
ever
do you
heard
mean
of
by tone quality?
okay, so you ever hear a flute and it sounds really thin or airy, like overly windy, as opposed
You know what you're
to
talking about?
um, there's a world famous flutist named James Galway, and anybody that's ever heard James Galway would more than likely agree he has the greatest tone you've ever heard. And I don't even believe it's because he plays on a $40,000 flute. I don't believe that's why. I think it's just because of his how he's trained his embouchure, that his tone is that borderline perfect.
Well, Wow. I'm thinking about like how to play the flute. I'm just thinking. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about that. So it's his control. Like he's able to control the way he controls the wind as it
Yeah, it
helps
it, ha-
the
it
instrument.
has a lot to do with the control. It's also how you. It's yeah, 40 grand, a $40,000 flute. Yeah, um, it it's how you train the muscles around your mouth called called the embouchure. And it's also knowing the right amount of pressure because you're literally pressing your bottom lip against the lip plate. These all play into having that tone, which is why, excuse me, um, I'll tie this back to a question you asked me before. Another highlight. I opened for Jeff Lauber. That was another highlight because that made me think about this part of this answer. Um, After I
Hmm.
came backstage from opening from him, his saxophonist, he pulled me aside and he said, "Man, how do you get your tone like that?" Which means he doubles on flute and sax. And I told him, I said, don't be disheartened. In my experience, if you have just played your sax, put it down and pick up a flute, your tone is never going to be what you want it to be because the embouchure muscles for the sax are different for any reed than they are for the flute.
Hmm.
So your the wrong muscles are now tired, and now the muscles you need to engage or disengage are out of sync. So you can hear
Wow.
somebody if you know what you're looking for, you can hear you can hear when someone is not used to being on the flute or is trained the wrong way. It's way too much wind. But again,
Wow.
that's coming from someone who's classically trained. Someone who's not classically trained, it's a non-issue to them.
Wow. Amy has a good question. She says, "How many flutes do you have? Do you have one around so we can see them? Do you name them?"
I do not name.
Look,
I'm sorry.
they
That's
don't
a
have
good.
names.
That's a guitarist thing. Okay, guitarists name their flute. So
Oh, I'm
this is
sorry.
my this is
Look.
my current right now. This is a Yamaha. Um, I believe it's a five. I want to say 574. Which is nothing against Yamaha. Yamaha makes just about whatever they make. They make great. Um, but it's not the ultimate for me. I'm at some point if things go well enough for me, I'm looking at a Sankyo, a Miyazawa, or Miramatsu. Again, still all Japanese. Um, but they will be probably three times what I paid for this. So you're looking
Wow.
at it. You're looking at
So is that your only flute?
no. The others are put away because I don't play them. I only got this one because my
Oh,
Armstrong. I had an Armstrong 80B that I was in love with. I had that thing for years. Um, but like anything that moves over time, it wears out, and it was so old that they weren't going to be able to maintain it with parts and stuff because Armstrong is actually in that state is gone. They were bought out
okay.
by Selmer, Bundy Selmer. So they don't even have intermediate or pro flutes anymore. And then I have
Okay.
two others, including my very first that my dad bought me back in 1974. Yes, I still have it.
Wow. Okay. Your Brian Barzy from the Boogie Down Bronx has a question.
Yes.
Um, did you have a mentor, or who was
Yes,
your mentor? Did you have a mentor?
I did. My first mentor. Now this wasn't for flute specifically. This was in music. Was a man named Al Altieri, and he was the band director for Truman High School in the Bronx, which was also where the Bronx Borough-wide, the Park-wide band met, because it was actually five schools there, two elementary, two junior high schools, and then the high school. Al Altieri, who also played with Maynard Ferguson, he was my first, um, and then the second was uh, his name is Anthony Lamb, has a bachelor's in music, the minister of music at my church, and plays, I don't know, 4 or 5 different instruments. And what I learned from him, probably more than anything else, wasn't, though he's also a flutist. It wasn't so much about the flute, as it was really elevating my knowledge of music theory and its application. In fact, he was the one who had this thing where he believed that as a musician, anything that you can play, a scale, a run, an arpeggio, whatever it may be, you should be able to play it in all 12 keys. And it made sense to me. And from that, it changed my entire approach to practicing musical technique.
Okay. All right. Tell us about some. Do you have any events or projects coming up? I know you told me about you have a CD. Well, not a CD, but
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
don't do CDs anymore. But
No, no, no. It's still CD. It's still CD because
it's CD.
because
Okay.
yeah, because especially in the what they call smooth jazz world, people still like physical things. They still like to walk away from a show with a CD in hand.
Oh, okay.
But
So I'm
because
okay. I thought I was like old school because I like the. I
well,
like
it
the.
is no, 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 no. It is old school. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you have to understand the
Yeah.
demographic. So my audience tends to be 40, 45 plus, and for them to have gone to CDs, they're not trying to leave it. Plus, it gives them something they can read. See, old school likes to read about the music and the musicians and stuff like that. So the Resilient
Mm-hmm.
Project, that's the new album, the follow up to Relentless. Resilient is the project we're wrapping up now. We've already shot one video, which you will play later. We shot that actually down in Miami, one part down there, and also in the Everglades. As far as my performance scenes, we're planning to shoot 2 to 3 more videos for this project. One has already been submitted for consideration by a prestigious organization. I'll leave it general on purpose for now. Um, in addition to that, I'm working on a lot of private things. I'm doing public performances more and more now, um, but the private has really. I've been doing far more private, probably 5 to 1 private versus public.
Well, if anybody wanted to learn more about you, your music, or to book you, where can they go?
Website dejmusic.com, or look me up on my new Facebook, Darryl Evan Jones Music. Darryl Darryl, Evan Evan Jones. Jones Music.
All right. All right, Daryl. I want to leave a few minutes so that we can play the grind.
Yeah.
Let's do the trivia right quick, Daryl. Let
Okay.
me see. Let's do the trivia right
You don't
quick.
have a drum roll? No,
Uh,
no, no, no drum roll. No, 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 no drum roll.
Daryl.
What? You had all the other stuff. I mean, I thought drum roll was simple. Never mind. Yeah, there you go.
You
There you go.
scared me, Cheryl.
Yeah, it sounds like a
All right.
stampede, but sorry. I'm sorry.
What instrumental category are flutes included in? What's the correct answer, Daryl?
The correct answer is woodwinds, and I'll tell you why. Um, Flutes, clarinets, saxophones, you name them, they all at one time were actually constructed of wood. And even once some of them departed that, um, for example, saxophones are not wooden anymore. But even once they departed that practice, since that's how they were classified, that's where they stayed. So they are woodwinds.
All right. Cheryl, do we have a win all?
Yes, we do. I'll refrain from another stampede.
Okay, the person tonight is gonna win. It's a it's a calendar. It's like a calendar book. For each day, it has inspirational, um, has scriptures and inspirational readings in here. The Be Still and Know book, and yeah, so that's going to be tonight's winning prize, and it has butterflies on it.
How many of
Who
those do
is
you
our
have?
winner?
Our winner is Miss Earl C. Gerald.
Miss Gerald. Miss Gerald. All right, I got this coming your way, Miss Gerald. Congratulations, Miss Gerald. Oh my goodness. All right.
Um,
All right,
um,
Daryl.
one thing.
Um,
One thing.
so
I'm sorry, Kat.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is there only one of those books?
I don't know if I have any more. You want one?
No. I don't want. That would be selfish. But
Oh,
I was thinking, being on the guest of a talk show, there would probably be some kind of what do you call it? Prize, swag type thing. So that would be the swag, and I would give that to Valencia, and I'm sure she would appreciate it. But
what do you think? What do you think we should give away?
no, you should give that away. But if you had another one,
Oh.
you send it to me, and I'd give it to Valencia.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay,
Do we have
thank
another
you.
one?
Sure, you
I'm gonna
do.
look and see, and then
Yeah. You don't have to
I'll
look
make it
now.
happen.
Yeah, you can look later.
Okay, because Cheryl's looking all in boxes and
Oh,
stuff. You see her?
there was that. Was like, I'm on the mission.
All right. So Daryl, the clock of the wall says that's all because we got one more video to play.
Yeah,
But listen, I really appreciate you taking the time out. I know you're very busy. Y'all, he's very busy. I really appreciate you taking time out to come and hang out with us again
thanks for
on
having me.
FNL. Best wishes on
Thank
your
you.
projects and your events and everything that you have coming up. You know, I best wishes.
Thank you, dear. Thank
Yes,
you so
best
much.
wishes. Um, do you have any final words? Do that, and then tell us about the grind, and then we're gonna get on up out of here.
I just want to thank everybody. First of all, thank you two for having me here and being just so warm and gracious. Thanks for having me back. Thanks everybody for taking time out to join us tonight and show your support and show your love. I just want to pass on the love of God through Jesus Christ to everybody. And as we prepare for the grind, this video and the concept behind the song is dedicated and in the hopes that everybody who has a purpose and knows their purpose, just stay on your grind. Enjoy.
All right. Blessings, Daryl.
Bless you, dear.